Hey, what's up guys? You won't believe the truth about pursuing an MBA abroad. It's not all sunshine and rainbows, to be honest. Getting an MBA abroad is no walk in the park. It requires time, dedication and a hefty financial investment. Did you know that the average cost of an MBA program at a top business school in the US is around $150,000, which is a lot. And according to GMAC, the number of applicants to MBA programs in the US specifically increased by nearly 4.6% in 2022. In fact, there are reports that more than 90% of MBA grads from top business schools land jobs within 3 months of graduation, with an average starting salary of close to $110,000 to $120,000. But here's the thing, not everyone is convinced that an MBA abroad is the holy grail of career success. Some argue that the investment just isn't worth it. After all, why spend thousands of dollars and years of life chasing a degree that may not even lead to a job? And let's not forget the pain of student loans. The average MBA graduate in the US has around $66,000 in student debt. So is pursuing an MBA abroad worth the investment? Let's take a look at some real-life examples. Sundar Pichai, the name is enough. The CEO of Google, he pursued his MBA from Wharton. And then there's Satya Nadella, the CEO of Microsoft, who pursued his MBA from the University of Chicago Booth. Well, that is a solid proof, to be honest. And before achieving such great heights, these famous people invested in an MBA abroad degree, which is a bold move. Hey guys, my name is Dipanshu and I'm a study abroad expert at MMSA and Mentor.me. In this video, I will give you 5 reasons why you should invest in an MBA program abroad and 3 reasons why you should not. But before we begin, do hit the like button and subscribe to MMSA to get all the latest study abroad updates. Now let's dive into the reasons why pursuing an MBA abroad can be a smart move for you. Reason number 1, salaries and job opportunities. Well, the salaries can vary greatly depending on the various factors such as the background, experience, the industry you want to target, and the specific MBA program you graduate from. But I can tell you from my own personal experience that if you get an MBA degree from the top business schools in the US, UK and Canada, or maybe France, then you can expect strong job prospect and 10x salary growth. And the best part, many industries like consulting, finance and technology hire a lot of MBA grads and pay them well. Investment bankers, for instance, earn between $130,000 and upwards of $250,000, while management consultants have a bracket of $130,000 to $200,000. And guys, if tech is your thing, you can also become a product manager and receive a hefty paycheck of around $130,000 to $180,000. So as you can see, getting an MBA abroad can open up many doors for you. This brings us to the reason number 2. Now, if you're thinking about getting your MBA abroad, then there are so many amazing schools to consider, from Duke, Cornell and UCL in the US to Rotman, Queen's and McGill in Canada. And if you move to Europe, you can't go wrong with ESSEC, INSEAD and HEC Paris in France, to LBS, Warwick and Imperial in the UK. But with so many great schools to consider in your list, what exactly are the top companies that will hire you? This is where the reason number 3 comes in, which is top recruiters. These are the companies that you want to keep your eye on if you're looking for a job after your MBA. First up, we have the big players in consulting, which is McKinsey, Bain and BCG. If finance is more of your thing, you'll want to pay attention to Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, JP Morgan, and tech enthusiasts, this one's for you. Google, Amazon, Tesla and Meta are always on the hunt for MBA grads. It's time for the reason number 4, which is the ROI. I know that studying abroad can be a little expensive, but trust me, the benefits are worth it. Just take a look at Duke, for example. The average tuition fee is around $73,000 to $75,000, but the average salary is a whopping $150,000. And it's the same story for other top schools too. So I'm leaving a list of the top 10 business schools abroad along with their average tuition fees and median salary. Go ahead and take a screenshot. So now you have seen the ROI. Which brings us to the reason number 5, which is work permit. Let me break it down for you. In the US, MBA grads can apply for something called OPT, which allows them to work for up to 12 months after graduation. If you're studying in a STEM field, you can get an extra 24 months, which makes it up to 36 months. Whereas in Canada, you are eligible for a post-graduation work permit, which allows you to work for up to 3 years after graduation. Over in France, you can get a 1-year temporary residency permit, which allows you to work in France after graduation. And if you find a job in France during that time, you can apply for a renewable residency permit. Lastly, the UK, MBA grads can apply for something called the graduate route, which allows them to work or look for work in the UK for up to 2 years after graduation. But you need to have a valid Tier 4 student visa or a Tier 4 visa that expired within the last 3 months to be eligible enough. But of course, pursuing an MBA abroad isn't for everyone. So let's talk about the potential reasons why you might not want to invest in an MBA program abroad. Well, reason number 1 why you shouldn't. financial constraints. Pursuing an MBA program abroad can be expensive, as I mentioned earlier, and it's important to carefully consider the cost and potential return on investment before making a decision. Reason number 2, language barriers. Studying in a country like France, for example, and learning French can be challenging, and it's important to assess your language skills and determine whether you are prepared for the demands of an international MBA program, because most of the companies in consulting in France will require you to speak in French. Lastly, the living expenses, which vary depending on country to country, but again, you have tons and tons of scholarships that cover your tuition fees, living expenses, and many other things. There's Fulbright Nehru Masters Fellowship, Tata Scholarship, Chevening and Commonwealth, to name a few. So as I've mentioned all the key factors here, I would conclude by saying that an MBA abroad is definitely worth a shot. But in the end, it's for you to decide, and this debate is not going away anytime soon. So whether you are a believer or a skeptic, I hope this video has given you some food for thought. And if you want to study any business degree abroad, maybe MIM, maybe MBA, MFin or MSBA, you can take the advantage of a free 20-minute consultation with our experts. You can easily book your session using the link in the description below, so go ahead and book now. If you have any further questions or need more clarity, just feel free to leave them in the comment section below. And if you found this information helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button to stay updated on future content.